Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Today we're here, and this year it could be bigger than ever. We're gonna be doing the Premier League predictions for the second time. If you remember me doing it last year, I did it. I got some predictions wrong. I didn't do like a reaction about my Premier League prediction because I didn't have time to do it. So I do apologise that. But this year, next year, hopefully I'll try and do it. But this is my Premier League prediction for this year's Premier League. So on the computer right now, which I have on right now, is my it's the tier list which I'm using. I will show you. I'll show you in a sec. But it's what I'm going to use to predict it. I was trying to film. I was trying to get something to film on the laptop, but there was no chance to it. So I just had to use my phone to film it. So yeah. So we're going to start off the Premier League here. So obviously the Premier League is the biggest league of the competition, and thankfully two teams I support is in this time. Yeah. So what better way? Let's start it. So we're going to start from the bottom to the top because it's easier and normally people do it to the bottom to the top. So we're going to start with 20th place, and correctly a lot of people have been saying this year, but I do agree in this one. Yeah, in 20th place, I do predict Sheffield Wednesday will go bottom of the table because what I see here, after what they've done last season, they progressed and they did really well of players, signing new players. But the budget state this year hasn't been enough. They haven't bought enough players to sign um, two players. I don't know. I'm not a Sheffield fan, but I don't know about their budgets or transfer. Obviously, they got a lot of money because they suck. Because they got promoted. So that's my prediction. So bottom of the table, I predict Sheffield United will go bottom of the table. My 19th place here, I see Nottingham Forest getting relegated this season. Reason why because obviously last season they just survived by the skin of their teeth, but by the last game, and I remember when they managed to survive, they stopped Arsenal winning the league, and that's when Man City won the league, and that's the same year they won a treble. So this year I say Nottingham Forest will get relegated. I know that last year they won the best budget of the season, but seen here, I don't see them because they bought a lot of loan players. Like they bought Navas, Dean Henderson, Lingard, like stuff other players, and now they've got back here. So I don't see themselves buying more players in this season. As I'm recording this, the season starts tomorrow. Um, yeah. I predict Forest to get relegated because what they've done hasn't been the greatest in this summer transfer budget. So that's my I say bottom will be bottom will be Sheffield United, 19th will be Nottingham Forest. Let me just move this. Yeah, so 19th is Nottingham Forest, bottom is Sheffield United. Moving on to 18th place, I say the bottom of the 18th place, I see Everton finishing 18th because the last two seasons Everton have not been doing really well since they have Frank Lampard. They haven't been doing the well as budget, yeah. And when they had, I think it was the Portuguese or Spanish manager, I forgot his name. Yeah, he wasn't a good manager as well. And then they signed Sean Dyche, which managed to survive them. But this season, I don't see them. I see they're going to struggle again this season. So I predicted Everton to get relegated. So this season they'll properly get relegated and they'll go to the Championship. Because the last two seasons they haven't been doing really well. So this season I predict 18th to be Everton. So that's my three bottom teams to get relegated. So bottom is Sheffield United, 19th is Nottingham Forest, and 18th is Everton. So, moving into 17th place, I'm going to put Burnley into 17th place because the reason why I put Burnley to just survive because Yes, they did really well last season with Company, but I just don't see themselves like their target is to try finish like high, above relegation, which I have, but just over the relegation. So this is not like a very good figure, but Burnley, they do have good players like Rodrigo. I think he still plays there, but or Burnley, yeah, they don't have like one of those like some good players like Sean Dyche used to play for managing that team. Sean Dyche got sacked, and now Company's moved there, and Company's do really well for the Championship, and now they're going to play in the Premier League for the first time in a year. So I predict Burnley will just stay up in the Premier League and just like nearly survive. So that's my prediction for 17. Moving on into 16, yeah, I predict it will be my team, Luton Town, because the reason why I predict Luton Town for this 16, because I think we will do really well. As I'm recording, we've just signed Jacob Brown. We signed Ross Barkley, that Blackburn goalkeeper for his name. Nakamba returned back to Luton. Who else? Matt Dustin, I forgot his surname. Yeah, but he was signed for Luton. Trying to who else? I think that's about it. But yeah, as you know, Carter Morris is a good player. He got 20 goals last season. Elijah Adebayo, just like some loose players, yeah. There will be obviously a lot of people predict them to go down this season, but I say Luton Town will stay. I think they'll surprise a lot of people. And the big question: will Luton Town copy Nottingham Forest to try and stay up? Because last season, a lot of people predict Nottingham Forest to go down. I predict them to go down, but I see themselves Luton to stay up. I think they'll copy Nottingham Forest and follow the footsteps. So, and as Luton Town made history last season from non-league to the Premier League, and if you remember, I went to the final, support my team to get to the final, get into the Premier League for the first ever time. It's honestly a mad journey. So that's my prediction. So 16th, I predict Luton Town to finish 16th. Moving on into 15th, I predict Crystal Palace will just really struggle. This is when they had Roy Hodgson. A lot of people like Roy Hodgson. He was supposed to retire. He returned back to football. He's about 75 now, and he's honestly, I think, a very good manager to play for. Because if you're Roy Hodgson, I don't think he will leave Crystal Palace because he's really old. He's like, as I said, he's 75. But this is going to be a very good season for Crystal Palace. I think they'll stay up. They'll do a good season. They'll just finish 15. That's all I'm saying. Finish 15 and just stay up and survive. Crystal Palace, they do have a strong squad. Whatever his name, he's a good player, and they also have Zaza. He's a good player as well. I think he's left now. I think can't remember, but it will be a good season. And what I'm thinking before I even continue, well, how come you're not doing the Championship yet? None of my teams are in the Championship anymore. I don't do the Championship tables prediction. I'll do it if Luton or Man United go in the Championship. That's when I'll go to the Championship. I support Luton, I support Man United. They're both in the Premier League, so I'm doing Premier League. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Crystal Palace will be finished 50. They do have a strong squad, but I just don't see them like doing like really well. I think they'll just nearly surviving to get just to survive basically pretty much. So that's my prediction. Moving on to 14th, I'm going to predict Wolverhampton Wanderers to finish 14th in the table. So the reason why I think Wolverhampton Wanderers will just finish 14th, but because they did have a good season last season. Like I forgot his name. Well, he had a head collision. I think Jimenez, whatever his name. Yeah, I think he'll be a good player. He will be a battered, strong team to help Wolverhampton Wanderers go even more further. The furthest time Wolverhampton Wanderers got into the Premier League was getting the European spots. For the first ever time, they finished about, I feel like the quarter-finals, I think. But I think Wolverhampton Wanderers will finish 14th. They'll do well, they'll be strong, and they'll be a really good team. But I don't see them myself like going further. I'll be under 10. So yeah, that's gonna be my thoughts of the literally there. So that 14th is Wolverhampton Wanderers, and 13th, surprise, I put Bournemouth. Last season they really struggled last season. They survived. I'm predicting them to stay up, put even more further. Finish 13th in the table, and that will be a good season for Bournemouth, because I don't think they'll never go past like under 10, over 10, I think, but I think they'll just miss out of over 10. So I don't see themselves like really doing well. They'll just be like a team to like just to be a good team. Like Neil O'Neill, he's a good manager. He does have a strong team, but for me, I would just see themselves finishing 13, because they obviously have a narrow win points, but there will just be a lack of results. They will just have bad and good results. So 13 is AFC Bournemouth. So now heading into the high mid tables, which is I'm gonna predict, and you're gonna be surprised, I'm gonna predict Fulham to predict I'm gonna predict Fulham to finish 12th. They did have a good season. I think they'll do a good season this season. Mitrovic, a good player. Leo, a good player. Tony Adebayo, he's a good player. So these players, they will do well and be strong, be really strong. And for me, I really like this team. Fulham do have a strong team, but they will have a very good passion. They will go further in the Premier League. They finish about, I think it was about 10th. I think they finished, but they will just really do well. And it's not only that, they will just really fight and fight and fight. So Fulham is going to be a 12th team to finish in the Premier League. So moving on into 11th place, I have predicted Brighton to finish 11th place. And now I'm probably thinking, why is that? Yeah, they managed to get European spots. But for me, when you think about it, yeah, they will have a strong team, but I don't see themselves like going into. I think they'll just miss out on European spots again and just go a little bit down and finish 11th. And they have a strong team like Sanchez. I know Sanchez left to go to Chelsea. But they really do have a team to play. But there will be a team to be a fight, and they will just keep going on and just being a good team. But I just don't really see themselves like progressing and just trying and fight and get into the side. That's my side. And I'm going to predict that. So, yeah, that's my prediction. So, 11th place is Brighton Hove Albion. The team just got European spots. They will just miss out. So, they'll finish 11th place. So, moving on into the next team is West Ham. I predict West Ham to finish 10th, because last season they finished a bit low mid-table, which is surprisingly, and I think they are European Conference League winners. I think they'll just do really well in the this season, and they'll just move up a little bit and finish 10th in the table. That'll be their good season, and hopefully build up. But again, I'll just see themselves missing out on European spots. So it's just, I know it's not nice to miss out European spots, but at least if you try, you have a fight for defence. So West Ham will be finishing in 10th place. I know they just lost Declan Rice. Brereton, I think he left. But they will just, as I said, West Ham will have a good season, but just don't see themselves finishing in European sport. So, that's my prediction. Moving on to 9th place, I predict Brentford to finish 9th place in the table. They finished 9th last season. I predict them to finish 9th again. They do have Ivan Toney, Thomas Frank, the manager, but Thomas Frank, he almost got Brentford to get to European spots for the first time. But as I said, Brentford will not be a good side to just do really, really well. I think they will just be a team and they will just really, really fight, but they will just won't get into the European spots. So that's going to be my predictions headed to 9th place. So that's my prediction. Moving on into finally going into the home mid-table, the team that will just miss out on European spots is Aston Villa. I see Aston Villa. I know they did a good season last season, but I just see themselves just like the skin of the teeth. They'll just miss out on European sports. They got Conference League this season, but they won't get European sports this season. So so that's my gonna be my prediction for Aston Villa. Yes, they got Jacob Ramsey, Ollie Watkins, Martinez, but they just won't be a team to progress in the playoff in the European spots. So that's gonna be my prediction to finish into the European spots. So next up we go to 7th place. The team will get European Conference League, and for me, correctly, I do see this team will do well this season, but they'll just finish 7th place. And team I predicted to finish 7th is today is to do Tottenham Hotspur. But as I said, as I'm filming this, Harry Kane could be leaving, going to Bayern Munich, which is surprisingly, Harry Kane has been in Tottenham for so many years. He needs to leave Tottenham because it's just honestly, because if he keeps playing there, it'll get really, really boring. So I am going to say, Tottenham will just nearly miss out on European spots. So that's my prediction for Tottenham. Yes, they got Heung-min Son, Hugo Lloris, Toby Alderweireld, who else I have? Harry Winks, but they just won't do well. So that's why Tottenham is 7th place. Now, moving on into European spots, the team will just do well on European spots. This one is actually kind of hard one because we kind of got the top 6 of the core the top 6, but they're not really the top 6. So in the 6th place, which is you're gonna get European spots. In 6th place, I predict Chelsea this season to finish 6th. A lot of people say Chelsea will do well this season from last season. They did Chelsea. I'm not being weird. Chelsea did so bad. They finished 12. Signing that old Tottenham ex-manager, they will be a team to really, really well. Mark Pochettino, I think. Yeah, I say yourself they will get European spots for European spots for the first time in 2 years. So Chelsea will be in 6 and they will get European spots. So moving on to 5th, which is the final team to finish in Europa League, I predict Liverpool. I predict Liverpool to finish 5th. They did it last season. They're doing it again. I have a couple of friends from my school, and I have some family are Liverpool fans. Well, if they watch it, they're probably gonna hate me for this, but I don't care. I don't like Liverpool. Man United doesn't hate Liverpool. Man United doesn't like Liverpool. I don't like Liverpool. So they have to find out, and that's the final answer. So Liverpool will be finished 5th. But when you think about it, Liverpool did lose a lot of players. They lost Firmino, Milner, who else left? Trent, I think he went. Oxford-Chamberlain, he left. But Mo Salah is still there, which is surprisingly, I think he will do well, but he will just won't be a strong player to fight for the European spots. But that's my prediction to finish 5th is Liverpool, because Liverpool will be a team to progress and fight and be strong and ever. And that's why Liverpool is 5th, and they'll fight, and they won't not get you Champions League spot. They always get it every year. They'll fail this year, and if they failed last season, they'll fail again this year. So, moving on into the last top 3. No, not top 3. Last top 4. So in 4th place, I predict my team, Man United, because when you think about it, Man United. I think they failed to get European spots last season and Champions League spot last season. Well, they'll do well this season. Every year I keep predicting to Man United to win the league. They don't. It's always their rivals, Manchester City. But anyway, Man United, we do have a strong team like Fernandes. I was about to say De Gea, but he left. Rashford is still in that team. Who else? Eriksen. Maguire, who else I can think of? Lethal Martial, but yeah, that's very my bit. So Man United will just finish in 4th place, so just nearly getting Champions League spots. So that's gonna be my prediction for Manchester United. Moving on into 3rd place, I see an upset here. I'm going to predict Newcastle to do it again. They did it last season, they're doing it again this season. So Newcastle to finish 3rd place in the Champions League. And for me, recently, for me, Newcastle, they do have a strong team. Kieran Trippier, Nick Pope, Callum Wilson, that power guy, I forgot his name. Yeah, like those players, they are very strong. They literally fighting for they fight for the Champions League spot, which is it. They got Champions League spot, and I'll be excited to see them in the Champions League this season, because I've never seen an underdog team get to the Champions League ever. I've been watching Premier League now for about 7 or 8 years, and they're really a strong, good, and really good team, and it will be a privilege to see them to finish maybe in the knockout stage. Like anywhere in the knockout stage, they will do well. Newcastle, you're going to finish in 3rd place. So, moving on to Arsenal and Manchester City. For me, for me, I really want Arsenal to win, but I just see City winning because they are a very good team. City are so strong, no one can beat them because they have a strong manager, Pep Guardiola. I don't think no one can beat them. I'm sorry, yeah. I do have a couple of Arsenal fans, and I've actually got family which are Arsenal fans, but I'm sorry, Arsenal, you're gonna fail, and I don't care. I think Manchester City is gonna make it 4 wins in a row because I literally, see because Arsenal, yes, they do have strong squad. They signed Declan Rice, Ramsdale. They have who else they got? They got, I can't say Lacazette, but he's left. Who else is still plays for Arsenal? I don't really know. I can't remember. But yeah. But Arsenal, I predict them to finish them second place. So if you're any Arsenal fans, I'm sorry, but you failed last season. You're failing again this season. Manchester City will win the league. Manchester City are really strong. They're just literally a very, very strong team. No one can beat City. And it's going to be surprising. My team, Luton, is going to try and hopefully beat City. If they can, that will be incredible. But Manchester City, I know you won. You're going to win the league. You're going to win the league. You've got Grealish, Haaland, Edison, Stones, Sanguini, Phil Foden. You have these players. You have a strong team. And I know why you're going to face yourself. So, Man City, you are going to win the league. Yes, winning the Premier League for the 4th time in a row. So, that is my prediction. So I'm going to turn you around my camera so you can see in 20th place, if I get my finger, is Sheffield United. 19th is Nottingham Forest. 18th is Everton. Burnley is 17th. My team, Luton Town, is finished 16th. 15th is Crystal Palace. 14th is Wolverhampton Wanderers. 13th is Bournemouth. 12th is Fulham. 11th is Brighton. West Ham is 10th. 9th is Brentford. And 8th is Aston Villa. Tottenham is 7th. Chelsea is 6th. Liverpool 5th. Man United 4th. Newcastle 3rd. Arsenal 2nd. And Manchester City to win the league. So that is my prediction for the league. Yeah. So I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, if you please like, subscribe, and share, and please hit the bell. I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.